Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my Performapal deck profile for August 2016. This is basically an update for the new ban list that we recently received. Monkey board was hit, and I got a request from a lot of you in my other Performapal deck profile video for just a change to the deck. Not much has changed, but I felt bringing you guys an update would be the easiest way. Just to show you how the deck will run now, instead of just commenting to everyone, what to replace, just to keep you guys, more well informed. So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. Still running one Skullcrabat Joker. This card wasn't hit on the list, so at least we have that. Better that this and Monkey Board weren't hit, otherwise the deck would be completely down of its search power. But it helps you set up your pendulum scale by searching out either a Performapal or an Odd Eyes monster with this deck. This is all a pure Performapal deck, and it's more of the fun style, so good to search out your Performapal monsters in that method. And your search most of the time is Odd Eyes Unicorn, which I also run one of. Perfect scale with 8. Your other scales, most of the time being 2 or 3, means you have a wide variety of pendulum summonings, and it helps boost up other monsters when an Odd Eyes monster attacks, so you can hit for some pretty big numbers with its pendulum effects. And I also run one Light Phoenix. With this Unicorn and Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, I have plenty of searches for Sky Iris, which search for an Odd Eyes card. And this is an opposite scale to Unicorn, so you have search-wise, otherwise, whatever you need for the situation. Like, let's say you have Lizard Draw, which is a scale 6. That doesn't really work too well with Unicorn. And one Shell Crab. It's just another scale, good scale number that replaced the Monkey Board, which was a scale of 1, which I didn't want to put in another high scale. I wanted to keep low scales balanced in the deck. So Shell Crab helps with the special summon ability, and the monster effect is you can target a pendulum monster you control. It gains 300 attack for each Performapal you currently control. So you can bump up Odd Eyes, and it can get over some heavy targets as well, which is very helpful. And still run 3 Pendulum Sorcerer. Card is way too good not to run at 3 max. We also got a reprint declared, which is nice, making it easier for a lot of you that want to build this deck but didn't have the Pendulum Sorcerer option. It gives plus 1000 power when you Pendulum Summon Performapal monster with its Pendulum effect, and when it's Pendulum Summoned itself, you can destroy 2 cards you control to add 2 Performapal monsters from your deck to your hand. So it's search power. You can destroy your scales, keep them safe by having them in your hand with the new searches you got. Also run 2 Lizard Draw. This card's just draw power with the draw effect in the Pendulum scale, and the other draw effect when a Performapal monster you control is destroyed while this card is on the field. Good high scale as well. And 2 Fireflux. This card really helps with your OTK potential. With it, if a Performapal or an Odd Eyes monster attacks, your opponent cannot activate spell or traps until the end of the damage step, so none of the Mirror Force monsters or anything, none of the Mirror Force traps or anything like that. And the Pendulum effect is once per turn when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can tribute one Performapal monster to negate the attack and end the battle phase. So if you tribute a Pendulum monster, you can just summon it back next turn. No need to worry about losing out like that, because a lot of the Performapal monsters in this deck are Pendulum. Also run 2 King Bear. His search ability is pretty good with the Pendulum effect. It's a high scale, which is 7, so you get a good variety of monsters as well. And he hits big numbers with his monster effect, 100 for each Performapal card you control. This includes Pendulums as well. He's your second big hitter next to Sleight Hand and Odd Eyes. And also run 2 Radish Horse, the lower attack effect and higher attack effect of a monster. Way too good. Good defense, so wall to sit on, and it's a scale 3 as well, which I said balance is one key thing to make sure you always get your pendulum plays off. And I also run 2 Silverclaw. He's a booster for your monsters, both pendulum and monster effect wise. And he's pretty strong himself with 1800 attack, being 21 when he attacks, and he'll boost everyone else up by 300 as well. And the pendulum scale effect is 300 as well. So you have this on the field, and this you're hitting for 2400 with one monster. And I also run 2 Parrot Trio. I like this card for both its pendulum changing scale effect and its monster ability. When it's destroyed by battle, you can special summon a Performapal monster from your deck. It's not a pendulum monster, so you can get Second Donkey or Sleight Hand Magician, whatever the situation calls for. Second Donkey will be good for searches, and Sleight Hand is for power. And the pendulum effect lets you change it up to a 7 if the other card you control is a Performapal or Magician or Odd Eyes monster. So bumping it up to 7 from 2. So with this guy, you really have options as to what scale you want it to be. And I also run 2 Rubber Mutton, scale 1 of the deck. I think it's actually the only scale 1 that I run, so very viable with that. And it also protects destruction, which is good. It'll protect them from being destroyed by basically battle for that turn. And it protects that, and the Bubble Barrier will protect it as well. So you have a good wall with this card as your pendulum scale. And for the non-pendulum Performapals, I run 3 Second Donkey. Search power if you have both of the pendulum scales. Otherwise, the card will go to the graveyard when this card is normal or special summon. So really good when you get it off with Parrot Trio. Special, you have both your scales. Search for something, add to your hand that can be used next turn. And one more Sleight Hand Magician is the final Performapal monster for the deck. Another search target. And it's also very easy to summon as well with the cards in your deck. And lastly, 2 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Sky Iris Search, and Dramatic Theater Search, so can't go wrong with this card. Plus it searches out a wide variety of the Performapal monsters in the deck too. And for spells, I run 2 Dramatic Theater. It's a bump up power for every different attribute you control, not attribute, type. So if you have like a reptile Performapal and an insect, they all gain the difference. And if you control 4 different ones, you can special summon Odd Eyes from your hand deck or graveyard. So pretty much the finisher there if you can get that out. You'll have a big attack point boost with everyone, plus an Odd Eyes monster. And lastly, Sky Iris, just for the search and destruction prevention with this card. I run 1 of that and 2 Dramatic Theater, just because I also run 1 Terraforming Search, so I can pick out what I need for that situation. And 3 Performance Hurricane. The Compulse effect really helps with your OTK. For every Performapal monster you control, bounce a card they control, get rid of Exceeds, back row that they can't respond to. This card's really good. If you can get rid of their strike and then Pendulum Summon, that'll really stop their, hopefully finisher move. And 2 Bubble Barrier, just for more protection with this card. And for traps, I run 2 Performapal Call. The Surge effect is good, albeit you have to work around the no special summon from the extra deck that turn, but if you play defensively, you can make this card work out pretty well. And then also 1 Bottomless Trap Hole and 1 Torrential Tribute. If you wanted to, you could go Solemn Warning and Solemn Strike instead if you had them to run, but this is more, like I said, the budget build mostly, so that's what I picked for my final 2 traps. And then for the extra deck, I run 1 Magister for the Pendulum Search, plenty of Magicians, so I run Trapeze Magician, 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, 1 Cowboy, 1 Ragnar Zero, 1 Heartland Draco, 1 Emerald, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Diamond Dyer, 1 101, 2 Castels for the Shuffle Effect bounce, and 1 Fortune Tune, 1 Liviere, and 1 Beast Eyes Pendulum Dragon, because it is possible to get this guy off really easily with this deck. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.